But yes, in terms of the way that our relationship has progressed in recent months with China, it is more predictable, and you see results coming from that.
After the explosive Greenland territorial controversy dominating transatlantic headlines, US President Donald Trump reportedly developed intense new strategic fixation targeting America's northern neighbor Canada throughout Western Hemisphere security architecture. Trump reportedly complained directly to his national security aides throughout Situation Room briefings about Canada's catastrophically exposed vulnerability confronting sophisticated adversaries actively probing Arctic approaches, according to NBC News sources piercing NSC opacity. Trump genuinely believes throughout operational assessments that neighboring Canada simply lacks military capacity defending expansive northern borders from systematic Russian nuclear icebreaker encroachment alongside Chinese dual-use research station expansion throughout resource-rich Northwest Passage. However, unlike aggressive Greenland acquisition campaign demanding outright Danish territorial transfer through purchase or coercion, Trump reportedly pursuing measured influence operations consolidating Canadian Arctic defense integration beneath exclusive US operational leadership umbrella. Trump relentlessly criticized throughout multiple campaign rallies Canada's chronically deficient NATO defense spending trajectory, perpetually falling disastrously short established alliance 2% GDP minimum threshold throughout post-Cold War collective defense burden sharing architecture. This northern fixation emerges precisely amid Trump's dramatically accelerated comprehensive plans coercively acquiring strategic Greenland through either negotiated purchase outright alongside explicit military force contingency planning should Copenhagen reject sovereign transfer demands. President Trump's intensifying focus targeting neighboring Canada constitutes integral component throughout comprehensive broader grand strategy meticulously designed consolidating exclusive American operational leadership solidifying strategic dominance throughout rapidly weaponizing Arctic domain confronting Russian submarine deployments alongside Chinese polar expeditions. Canada's official government position remains crystal clear stating Greenland's sovereign future constitutes exclusive matter reserved solely Greenlandic self-determination authorities alongside Kingdom Denmark constitutional prerogatives absent external great power interference. The Pentagon has warned the White House that Canada faces an unacceptable Arctic security risk, as Russian flotillas near Spitsbergen coincide with Chinese polar missions. U.S. national security officials confide Trump fundamentally believes throughout operational planning, status quo ante-arrangements prove catastrophically insufficient confronting existential security threats rapidly materializing throughout weaponized Arctic climate change battle space. Meanwhile, European Union foreign policy apparatchiks issued grave warnings forecasting uncontrollable downward economic spiral inevitably triggered after Trump threatened comprehensive punishing tariffs weaponizing Greenland territorial dispute against NATO solidarity. Denmark alongside Finland, France, Germany, Netherlands, Norway, Sweden, United Kingdom collectively face Trump's threatened 10% across-the-board tariffs devastating export-driven economies commencing February 1st amid fragile post-COVID recovery trajectories. French President Emmanuel Macron delivered pointed warnings throughout diplomatic channels stating should Washington confirm tariff implementation materializing against continental economies, Europe immediately responds deploying coordinated comprehensive retaliatory tariff architecture proportionately. European Commission trade commissioners confidentially signaled deploying nuclear option trade bazooka, authorizing unprecedented counter-tariff barrages representing first operational deployment devastating anti-coercion instrument weaponizing single market access against economic aggressors. Brussels' retaliation arsenal potentially blocking American multinational corporations' comprehensive access lucrative $450 million consumer single market alongside imposing draconian strategic export controls choking critical minerals alongside dual-use technology contracts. Meanwhile, transatlantic tensions catastrophically spiked following Canada's frantic diplomatic efforts renewing comprehensive bilateral ties cultivating Beijing throughout trade diversification pivot confronting mounting U.S. territorial security pressures. During high-profile Beijing summit, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney openly referenced throughout state banquet toast the New World Order realignment reshaping Ottawa's strategic positioning amid unprecedented tensions electrifying U.S.-Canada historic alliance partnership. Throughout recent sensitive visit penetrating Great Firewall, Carney publicly declared throughout Xinhua interview dealing pragmatically with Chinese Communist Party apparatus grown systematically more predictable throughout bilateral relationship management contrasting Washington's chaotic unilateralist impulses.
There are a number of specific issues, and I've outlined them that where we've made progress in our strategic partnership. But we spent a fair bit of time in all of those meetings about the guardrails, if you will, of the relationship, where we felt we could cooperate, where we had differences of opinion, where we had differences of view in the system, respecting each other's differences in the system. And that sort of candid and consistent dialogue, frank dialogue, that leads to a more predictable and effective relationship. Our relationship, the one comparison I will give you with the United States, our relationship, this is no insight, is much more multifaceted, much deeper, much broader than it is with China. But yes, in terms of the way that our relationship has progressed in recent months with China, it is more predictable, and you see results coming from that.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.